Hi, Neil from EA Media. One of the things I like to do on occasion is to put myself in the shoes of an external attacker. That way it allows me to think in terms of how they think and see the world or see what I'm designing in the way they would see it. It's a useful tool, it's a useful exercise. You don't do it all the time, but you do it once in a while just so that you completely understand what you're dealing with. It's easy to think as if you're on the inside of your environment because you don't have any of the external entities that you have to worry about coming in. This is why a lot of security managers and CISOs will hire external hacking companies, white hackers, to try and penetrate your organization. As a security architect, it's good to think that way as well. Plus, at the end of the day, it is fun to think like a hacker. So let's do this little exercise. I'll go first. First step, think strategically. Okay, so why am I going to hack? For me, I've always had this thing about hacking for monetary gain. You could think in terms of being a nation state. You could think as if you're doing it for political reasons. But for this exercise, I'll think in terms of for monetary gain. Great. I want to make money from this. So what would be the best target to attack for financial gain? Would I go after a government? Don't think so. Not much money there. Yeah, they do all the taxes, but I can't think of any way of making money there. A manufacturer? Maybe. Banks? Well, my skill set isn't that great. So I expect banks, because they're used to being robbed, to have a lot of different services. I've always thought that the biggest place to make money is on Wall Street. All these companies that are buying and selling each other, and then you'll see those stocks rise and fall depending on what that action is. So it kind of goes back to that old movie, that movie Wall Street, where the protagonist was trying to get insider information. So that's what I think I'll do in this experiment, in this exercise. I will attack a virtual or an imaginary company on Wall Street, one that deals with mergers and acquisitions. It's smaller. It's not going to have all the stringent security measures and everything that a bank would have. And I can make a lot of money going that route. Okay. Next step. What exactly am I going to be attacking inside my imaginary mergers and acquisitions company, or a smaller company that does a lot of mergers and acquisitions? The various different assets in there are servers, applications, network devices, databases. It's going to be smaller, so there's not going to be as many of those type of systems. Where is the most important asset going to be in one of these companies that I can make money from? It's going to be in the emails, because remember, they're going to be communicating back and forth internally about a target or something that they're going to be doing. So I'm going to target the executive level trying to get their emails. Which is easier, going after a laptop or going after an email server? I think the emails on the laptop would be easier. So now I've made up my mind as to what my target is. It's the executive of a merger and acquisition firm, smaller, so not as many technical aspects. I'm going after information that most likely will be in email form. There might be some PowerPoint slides if they're communicating or making a presentation as to who they want to go after or what they want to be doing. And this is information that I can then use to buy and sell stocks. Great. So I now have my target. I have the reason why, my target. Now how am I going to go about doing this? Well, executives work all hours. They will work in the office. They'll work in hotels. They'll work on the airplane as they're going from point A to point B. They'll work at home. The easiest place, I think, to gain access to their emails would be through their home network. Okay, I look around at what I have at home versus what I've set up for large enterprises versus even in mid-sized companies. And their infrastructure is far superior to what I have at home. Part of the reason why I don't do a whole lot of work at home on sensitive matters. So, let's find out some more information about our executive. Where do they live? Well, they're in the phone book. Easy to find. I can always follow him, see where he goes home. Okay, I've found where he lives. He'll have, if you think about your infrastructure at home, you'll have your laptop. It'll most likely nowadays, unless you're my dad, connection from a laptop to the modem or router will be wireless. So you have Wi-Fi. You'll have the router or modem itself, which I could try and connect to. And then usually the traffic, if he's going back into his office, is probably through VPN. So that's a picture of what the infrastructure is going to look like at home. It's easier to use social engineering than it is to actually hack into something. So maybe when he's at his home office, I'll talk with his wife and give a free estimate for painting and walk around the office. Or maybe I will be a home inspector because he's thinking of moving, or I'm with a real estate agent locally and they're doing free estimates so people understand what their home's like. A number of different thoughts and processes come to mind. Social engineering just so I can get into the home. Now, if I'm into the home, I now can figure out what's their wireless device look like, what's their the name of their network connection going to be. Is there any encryption? Probably there will be. But most people will use a familiar name or password or something like that. Or maybe I could be a giving free cleanup activities for home computers. For one of the local, that way the wife will get a clean computer, an estimate of what it would take to clean it up, that sort of thing. It sounds like a business. Okay, so now I'm in there, I understand their network, I understand their infrastructure. Maybe I can even leave a pinhole camera behind and focus on where the guy would sit down and do his work. Okay. I now have a pretty good picture of how I'm going to go about attacking. And now I'm going to leave you with a tracer, a teaser. And by the way, this is fun. Next video, the one I will do tomorrow, I will finish off my attack. I've laid the groundwork. I understand who my target is. I understand what the information is that I'm looking to go get. I'm understanding the very specifics, and I've mapped out how I'm going to go about doing things. So Now I have to actually do the attack. So that will be tomorrow's video, how to finish off that attack on the emails to get the information so I could go into mergers and acquisitions, buy stocks, and make money that way. Anyway, if you liked this video, take a look at some of the other videos that we have on our YouTube channel. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe. That way you can help the EA Media community. I'm Neil Rarup with EA Media, and I hope this helps.